Summer is a time for fun, family, and outdoor activities, but it's also a season when water-related accidents and cardiac emergencies spike. And that's why the American Heart Association is urging everyone to prioritize CPR training and water safety. Beth is here with more. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. So let's talk about CPR, Beth. Why does CPR matter?
CPR matters because over 350,000 people suffer from cardiac emergencies outside of the hospital every year.
Wow, that's a huge,
that is a
sobering
massive
statistic.
number.
Yeah.
So you just mentioned that number. Any other kind of statistics that you can share with us?
Of course. So we're in summer, and with that comes a lot of water activities, fun in the sun. We have found that in the age group of 1 to 4-year-olds, the rate of drowning has increased 28% from 2019. So that is startling when you consider
just the last 6 years.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So with that, we are encouraging everybody in every household to learn hands-only CPR. It's something easy that anybody can do, and it only takes a few minutes to learn.
Yeah, that's great.
Awesome.
So will you teach us?
Of
you
course.
Have some,
Yes, so today we have a few of our little mini mannequins.
Okay.
Typically when we do CPR, we do recommend you have the person on the floor on a flat surface.
Okay.
You're gonna get the best leverage that way. You gotta think there's a lot going on in your chest and that you're having to push through a lot of bones and cartilage and everything to get to the person's heart. So the thing you wanna do is take your dominant hand and put the heel of your hand in the center of the chest.
Okay.
You're gonna grasp your fingers. Again, you'll be on your knees on the ground.
Right.
You wanna push down, and our mannequins give a little click.
Oh.
That is to represent
I'm
2
weak.
inches of compression. And that's super important because, again, we're pushing through all those ribs and diaphragm and sternum.
I'm probably the only one tall enough to get some leverage.
What do you do if my person's dead?
Well,
There's no way.
as
It's
I
not
said,
clicking.
you gotta get them on the floor. That way you can kind of get over top of the chest and get that leverage. Now, with hands-only CPR.
I'm so sorry, your mannequin has expired.
Come on.
The good thing about hands-only CPR is that it takes away the confusion on like how many compressions do I do before I give a breath. With this, you're not giving breaths. You're just doing compressions.
Okay.
Okay. What's the cadence?
So we want to do it from 100 to 120 beats per minute. So if you think of a song like Baby Shark, that is the right cadence.
Wow.
That's something everybody knows, even our kiddos. So if you sing Baby Shark in your head, you can do CPR.
Okay.
So where does it go? Baby shark.
1, 2,
Wow.
3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you got to keep that up until emergency services
Man, yours
arrive.
is really
That is fast.
Okay,
That is a
wow.
faster beat than I
Than
thought it
I
would
would have
have.
thought,
And
absolutely.
you got to push down harder than I thought you would need to.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you have the person on the ground, right? Because like you
You're
said, you're
gonna get
pushing
tired.
through bone and cartilage and all of that stuff, right?
The nice thing about CPR, the hands-only CPR that is we say you can do on-the-job training.
Yeah.
So if there are other bystanders around, you can have them help and step in and trade off because you are going to get tired. Now, adrenaline's going to help a lot,
Right.
but only that can last so long. So typically here in Northwest Arkansas, our emergency response is usually within that first 4 minutes. Hands-only CPR is effective for that 10 minutes after a cardiac emergency. After that, it does tend to fade in effectiveness, but it's still better than doing nothing at all.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
Are you supposed to hear a cracking sound? I know that's a
That's
silly question, but like,
it does happen because you got to think you got a lot of ribs and stuff going in there, and they're not used to that compression. So
Right.
don't be afraid if you do hear some ribs cracking. A few broken ribs are better than death.
You're so right.
absolutely, yeah, and you can see some summer safety tips right there on your screen. And you can always research more over at heart.org. Beth, thank you so much for joining
thank
us
you.
and challenging us today to learn some hands-on CPR.
Yes, thank
Love
you
it.
so much.